Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today I'll be driving this absolute unit of a car that you see on the screen right now, and that is of course the Bugatti Bolide. And I'm gonna be playing in multiplayer to do a pro test, but maybe I should call it an ultimate test, because you know, this car doesn't have a pro rank. Okay, whatever, I'll explain. But before I jump into it, if you like my content, please hit the like button on this video, as well as subscribing to the channel, because remember, once we get to the 15,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a special stream just for that. But alright, so what is happening? What's the deal with this car? Right now, there's a treasure rush going on for this car, and you know that in this type of events, it's incredibly difficult to unlock the car for free. You need an insane level of luck, and it's very unlikely you'll get it. If you want to get it guaranteed, you need to spend about 150 US dollars, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to do that, but oh well, just wanted to give you the context as to why I'm making this video right now. I'm gonna be playing in Classic Season because of course that is where this tends to be the most competitive, where you're gonna find people racing pretty, I wouldn't say necessarily aggressively, but you know, trying their best. And here's the car with all of the stats, including the acceleration as usual. This information is not particularly useful, but over here being an ultimate, it is good to know that this has a higher top speed than regular cars while also having lower nitro. Now, I've already talked about this, maybe I'll mention it further in this video, but for now, let's get into some races and see what the car can do. Oh wow, would you look at that? My hoodie looks perfectly defined, it's not a blurry mess. That's unbelievable. And there's no texture glitches, everything looks so crisp. What is going on? Okay, I'm finally playing on the Windows version. You guys asked for me to try it, I've tried it, and it's working again. Oh yeah, baby, Windows version going on again. In another video, I will talk about what happened, why I never played the Windows version and all of that. That's not the purpose for this video, just wanted to give you an idea as to why it's gonna look a little different, better, and crisper. And also why the minimap is in a lower position than usual, but yeah, anyway. So, now this video is about focusing on this absolutely beautiful car because, oh man, this is one of my two favorite Bugattis in the game. Love when randomness just hits you that hard. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Bugattis in, well, in general. I was gonna say in the game, but my other favorite Bugatti in this game is no longer in this game. You know what I'm talking about. The Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo. It was taken away from us. It was too young. It didn't deserve that fate, but anyway. So, at the end of the day, I at least still have this Bugatti, and it took a lot of time and really a lot of money for me to get this car. I actually did get it through a treasure rush some months ago, and yes, it wasn't out of just sheer luck. I had to pay for it. Oh boy, was it expensive. Alright, 5th place, not a great result, but I did get messed up in that random section at the start, so I'm not gonna take this race too seriously. It's fine, whatever, we can get better results than that, I promise. And as I was saying, this is one of my favorite Bugattis because in general, I'm not a huge fan of Bugatti as a whole. I mean, it's a really cool brand, super fancy and really fast cars and whatnot, all of that stuff, right? But it's not really my thing. And yet, there's some Bugatti models that I like because they are closer to what I like in terms of car looks, which is the more track-oriented cars. For example, there's the Bugatti Divo, which is kind of like a Chiron, but morphed a little bit and with a big wing and the fin and all of that stuff. The Cento DH, same thing. But still, my two favorites, like I just mentioned, was the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo because it was the ultimate Chiron with massive racing elements to it. And this thing, the Bugatti Bolide, which is actually not a Chiron, it's not based on a Chiron per se. It kind of is, but it isn't, because they had to rebuild the entire thing. So it's kind of built on the platform, but not quite. It's a complicated situation. Anyway, I love this car because this is completely a track-focused car. This is not a street-legal car and whatnot. Beautiful. So yes, I love it, and that is why I wanted to get this car. Originally with this, oh god, I'm fine. Originally, when this car released, well, a lot of people got excited for this car because they were expecting this to be the newest king to the game. Because to give you a bit of context, back in the day, at least when I was playing, the real main ultimate car in the game was only the Koenigsegg Jesko, the Jesko Attack, the 1862 car. Alright, you know what? I'll live with a 3rd place on this race. This is fine. I think that's alright. What beat me and what did I beat? I got defeated by a Jesko Absolute and a Tushek, but I did beat the Hennessy, Lycan Hypersport, Cyan Faraday, Senna Tachyon, and Apollo IE. Lovely stuff. All right, let's get to the next race and we can continue talking about the history of this car in the game. You know what? While we wait for the race to load, because it's been taking a little bit, I will continue my story. So basically, the main car, the main ultimate was the Koenigsegg Jesko. Eventually, they added the Chiron 300 Plus, and everybody was like, oh my god, that's insane. The acceleration is unbelievable. It's the Jesko killer. Oh my god. So after some amount of months, they added this one, the Bugatti Bolide. So if we had the Jesko and it was super powerful. Ooh, look at that. There's Nightmare over there with the DBT hoodie. Love to see it. So people were like, okay, we had the Jesko and it was very strong. Then they added the new Ultimate, the 300 Plus, and it's even stronger than the Jesko. Will the Bugatti Bolide be even stronger than them? The answer was no. This car, I think for all intents and purposes, kind of was forgotten because the performance was nothing outstanding. I don't believe so. Now, someone might be able to correct me and be like, no, actually, while the acceleration is not great, the recovery, who knows? Maybe it's really good at something. But when it comes to nitro, it has about as bad nitro as the Jesko, which is not terrible, but you know, it's not good. The 300 Plus has much better nitro, and the 300 Plus has much better acceleration than both of these things. So this really, to me, was more like a middle point between the Jesko and the 300 Plus, but it really didn't seem to shine on any particular aspect. But to me, that didn't matter at all. What I cared about when it came to this car was just the look. You know how I be? If I like a car's looks, whoa, Jesus Christ, then I like the car and I want to drive the car. So that was basically the idea behind me wanting to get this car at some point. But like I mentioned, I really never had the opportunity because at the time when this car was released and in the subsequent reruns of the festival, I just wasn't wailing in the game as I have been doing for the last year or so. So there's that. All right, I got a second place defeated by an Absolute, but I did beat the other Absolute, a Gerard S. Whoa, so many Koenigsegg. There's another Jesko, CCX Artrevita, a Cian, another Bolide, Centenario, Racer, Apollo Intensa Mazione, and another Absolute. Man, what is it with the sudden influx of Absolutes again? It had been a while since I hadn't seen it being spammed. So all in all, my only interest for this car was just the looks. And well, eventually in the last treasure rush that happened for this car, that's when I wailed for it. I went for it and I got it, and it was really expensive. Do I regret it? Maybe. I mean, it was a lot of money, but still, beautiful car, so at least it's in my garage now, so there you go. As far as when it comes to the performance, like I said, I just don't care too much about whether or not it's an amazing car or not. I just like driving the cars that I like how they look. So that is how I've been having fun with this car. However, actually, this is the place where we're going to be testing the drift later. Neat. I guess we're doing a live test. Oh, that goddamn Absolute just messed up my drift. Really, dude? Learn to drift for sakes, man. I'm fine. So, anyway. So I've been playing with this car for a bit in general in the game once I unlocked it, because like I said, I really wanted this car. And well, I can tell you that... Was that the same guy that messed up my drift? I low-key wanted to be. I wasn't trying to knock him down, but it would be fun if it's that same dude. But anyway, so... In general, the performance has been enjoyable. It's an ultimate car, like I mentioned. It has a really high top speed compared to regular cars of the... Ooh, RIP, dude. Compared to other cars of this same bracket, but it has lower nitro, which at the end of the day, when you're using nitro, you go about as fast as any other car. But it does have some other small advantages by having such weird stats. But anyway, what happened in that race? Defeated by Atrevita, but I did beat a Senna, Jesko, Bolide, Centenario, and 2 more Absolutes. Man, I'm telling you, I hadn't seen as many Absolutes as I've been seeing in the last couple of races. Jeez. Ooh, and now there's no players. Lovely. By the way, as I have forgotten to mention, all of the races that you see in this video are sequential races. Nothing is cherry-picked. I mean, if I was cherry-picking, I was showing you races in which I just crash and whatnot, I would be doing a terrible job at cherry-picking. What is my car doing over there? But yeah, just wanted to mention that. So overall, it's still a lovely car. I'm happy to have it. But when it comes to the performance, I think it's a pretty decent car, but I don't believe that it's a car that most people would be super excited to get in terms of, oh, is it amazingly good at anything? I don't think it is. And yet, I still love it. Oh boy, is this gonna take forever? Oh, okay, now it's starting. Oh, actually, this is a good place to talk about why I was saying that the higher top speed might be a bit of an advantage for this type of cars. Now, granted, with a Jesko Absolute, it's an even crazier case. But for tracks where you're running out of nitro, what this allows you is to go with single nitro, one tap nitro, and still go at really high speed. Where a car normally goes about 440 kilometers an hour without nitro, and with single nitro it probably goes like 470, 480. With single nitro, look at how fast I go. 501, 502. Now obviously that's still not as fast as the car can go, but that allows you to really extend your nitro duration for quite a while, so long as you have a tiny bit of distance between you and your opponent. So let's say that I'm running a bit low on nitro, I'm gonna switch to single nitro, I'm still gonna be going pretty fast, and my nitro is gonna last considerably longer, so it might just save me where my opponent might just run out of it. And if I run out of nitro completely, I still go at 490 something kilometers an hour, so that's still pretty fast. But yeah, that is one of the main advantages of this type of thing. Same thing for the drifting. It's in theory a little bit faster because you do have a higher top speed and all of that stuff. Did I just No, I didn't. I'm like, did I just overtake the absolute? No, I didn't. But anyway, there's some advantages to it, but the reality is that in practical cases, you're gonna have a hard time finding out a moment where this is gonna be super useful, other than in those edge cases where, you know, it's a really long track and there's not enough nitro and whatnot. That's where this type of things might end up showing. Oh, look at that, the overtake! First place, confirmed that the Bugatti Bolide is the Jesco Absolute killer? Maybe? Nah, not really. The Jesco Absolute is still ridiculously powerful. But alright, first place, you know, not too bad. How about we test a little bit of the drift on this thing, because I think it's pretty good. Spiral drift test, let's do this! Now, I do believe this car drifts pretty good, but still, I'm gonna start wide as usual and figure out from there. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, I went a little bit wide. So far, to be honest, that doesn't feel like it was amazing. Alright, take number 2. Let's see if we can do... Oh, Jesus Christ, a little bit better over here. Make it look better, maybe. Okay. Alright, you see how it is... I don't even know how to describe this, but it's weird. It's like, it doesn't feel like bad drift, but it does feel a little bit wide. I don't know, it's kind of difficult to explain, but one last time, come on. Alright, that was better. Yeah, I guess it also depends a lot on the execution, right? And of course, as usual, I'm also gonna test it in the opposite direction. And yeah, just now I changed the color of the car because I forgot that I haven't shown you all of the color options for this car. Which brings me to another topic, but we'll talk about it soon. Hold on. Alright. I've always said that this side of the drift on this track feels assisted, but at the very least the drift is very usable. Maybe not amazing, but usable. Oh, it seems that for the first time ever I got a first try good opportunity here for the acceleration. Look at that. That was clean. As clean as that's gonna get. Fantastic. Maybe I have better luck here in the Windows version. I don't know. Just to make sure, let's do attempt number 2. Same situation, spam nitro, and look, he even got out of the way. That's beautiful. That's neat. That's very convenient. I appreciate that. And like I was saying, I need to show you the colors because, oh boy, does this thing have colors, which is kind of funny. Because the original color for this game, the original color for this car in this game, it's this, red, and it has the Asphalt 8 logo and all of that. Honestly, it looks pretty dope. I really like how this looks in general. Then there is the blue variant, which is the same thing but in blue. But the reality is that the main color for this car, IRL, it's this. This is the livery that this car has, which looks pretty cool, I'll say that much, but compared to this, I mean, honestly, I think this looks even cooler, so good job over there on the design, Asphalt 8. But yeah, other colors, we also have it in yellow, the one that I was driving at first. We got it in this peculiar green, we got this other green, we have some lilac color, which honestly looks better than I thought it would. And finally, we also have it in some shade of brown. Now, what I did want to mention is the liveries, because I don't know if this is a Windows issue, but look at this. Nothing? This livery literally just paints it black. Is that intended? Do you guys know? There's this other livery as well, which changes also the wheels. But I think this is a bug, because this is supposed to have this graphic somewhere, but I don't get to see anything. So this might be a Windows bug. I do remember that for a while, Windows had bugs with the decals. Maybe it's still there, and I'm only now experiencing it. This decal is there, and that one looks, I believe, what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, there you go. But for now, I think I'm gonna go with this color combination because, like I just said, it looks pretty dope. Let's go with blue, because that's more Bugatti, right? All right, let's do some more races. So is this car amazing in terms of performance? I don't believe so. Is this car amazing in terms of looks? Oh, you bet that it is. I really like this car. What can I say? I actually got this car. It was during the same season in which the McLaren Solos was released, and I hated that one that period of time because I had to wail in 2 treasure rushes. Now I know that by now the McLaren Solos has been made available in a different way, much cheaper than the treasure rush. I learned my lesson, it's fine. That is actually why I did not wail this last time on the Lamborghini STO treasure rush, and that's a Lambo. Neither on the McLaren Senna GTR, because I'm hoping, praying to all deities, that those cars are gonna show up later on in cheaper ways, because man, spending $150 on a car is not a wise idea. That's why I keep saying, don't do it. Don't do it, let the crazy people do it, but you don't need to put yourself through that pain. But it's alright. At the very least, I do have the car that I wanted to have for so long, and here it is. Look at this livery, I'm telling you, it looks super dope. I really like it, and oh god. Alright, my car suddenly did a bit of a skid, and oh, dude, really? Dude, Jesus Christ, what is your problem, dude? My god, these people. Well, I'm out of nitro, but that's what I was saying. You run out of nitro, you can still go pretty damn fast for the fact that this is an ultimate and it has such a high top speed, even without the nitro. So that's kind of neat. I still got a 3rd place despite that beautiful Apollo Intensa Emozione that messed me up. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, defeated by Lycan Halloween Edition, Lavachu Noir, and there's the Apollo IE, Frangivento Faraday, Saber Lightning, RSO1 Faraday, and Senna GTR last place. Wow. Isn't the car supposed to be like unbelievably good? Oh, there's Nightmare again. What's up, Nightmare? So, now that I'm talking about cars that were Treasure Rush and they have been made available cheaper, once again, the Bugatti Bolide is not the case. These ultimate cars don't suddenly show, but they do show for cheaper. Instead of $150, just $50. There is that. But no, I was about to talk. Oh, look at that! There's the lilac Bugatti Bolide, lovely stuff. So I was about to talk about the current car hood, which is for the Frangivento Sorpasso, which is a very peculiar car because people swear by it of being amazing. I have no idea. I do own it by now, not through a treasure rush though. I did get it through a racing pass at some other point, but now you can get it in a car hood. So I mentioned, oh, for sakes, man. I mentioned that car because I originally thought of making a video on that car instead of the Bugatti Bolide, because both of these things are happening at the same time. The treasure rush for the Bolide and the car hunt for the Sorpasso. Now the thing is that I didn't do the Sorpasso because I haven't upgraded that thing at all. And while I could use an ultimate upgrade or use just 40 direct upgrades on the car, I did think of maybe trying to MP tune it and see what it can do once it's MP tuned. But I actually am more curious to know what you guys think. In fact, let's make it into the key phrase of the day. You can tell me either one of these will work as a key phrase. You can be like, yes, DBT, I would love to see some MP tune videos for the Sorpasso. Or the other one can be, no DBT, just pro the car and test it like that. Either one of those works as the key phrase. Well, let's make it no DBT, pro the Sorpasso and test it like that. Yeah, so that I know exactly what we're talking about when I see the comments. But yeah, you know, the hard to pin, you know how that whole thing works, right? But, oh, look at that. Oh, it was Nightmare with the other Bolide. Well played, mister, well played. And there's the Senna GTR, this time doing great. All right, let's pretend one. To be fair, someone messed me up in that race, all right? I take no responsibility for that L. That's not me, it's the world against me, all right? And the reason why I ask you whether or not you want me to make MP tune videos for the car or not, it's because, well, you know, maybe people are more interested in just seeing the car. It's like, who cares about MP tuning? Because it's one of those cars that, once again, you MP tune it to use it on Class A, but you can only really use it until you are in Elite League, at which point you already can use Class S cars. So who cares about using a Class S MP tune for Class A, right? But I don't know. I'm curious to know what you guys think. If you want me to make more of those type of videos, because the last video that I did didn't seem to get too much interest of people, so maybe people are bored of the MP tunes, or maybe not. Maybe it's just about the cars that I'm MP tuning. So it's up to you whether or not I MP tune it, so let me know. And if I do MP tune it, do keep in mind that that's gonna mean a series of like 3 to 4 videos on that car, because I'm gonna be doing MP tunes on different brackets, so, and I'm gonna test it in each one of those brackets, so yeah, keep that in mind. But anyway, so overall, when it comes to this car, lovely car, performs pretty alright. I don't believe it's particularly amazing at anything other than the way that it looks, but that is enough for DBT, so yay. What can I say? Drift, alright. It has good handling, I didn't mention that. It does have good handling. But when it comes to handling, really, The Jesco is the one that shines in that sense. Obviously, the 300 Plus is no good at handling or trip, and the Jesco is really good at both of those, and that's why I was saying that this to me feels like the middle point between the two cars, where doesn't handle as good as the Jesco, but handles better than the 300 Plus, doesn't accelerate as good as the 300 Plus. I actually believe that the acceleration is very similar to that of the Jesco, maybe a tiny bit higher, so I don't know. Like I said, it feels like it's a middle point between those two cars, and that is why I believe that, you know, how does that saying go? Jack of all trade, master of none. I think that's the case with this car. Ooh, long track. Let's see what we can do over here. But yeah, if you're wondering, should I spend $150 in to secure this car? I would say don't do it. I don't think it's worth it unless you really like the car, which was the case for me. That's why I went crazy for it. But other than that, I don't think you really should do it because it's not that good of a car. I think in that case, if you really want an amazing car for 150 bucks or something like that, wait until the 300 Plus shows up again, though it was being sold for 50 bucks not long ago on the store, or until the Jesco Absolute repeats, because I imagine they might give another shot to the Absolute, since it's still the strongest car in the game. They would want to monetize that further, so they're gonna be like, okay, well, here's another opportunity for you to spend 150 bucks on one car. So if you're really willing to spend that much money for a car, do it for that one. Oh, come on, everyone went for that nitro bonus. Jesus Christ. But yeah, other than that, I don't think this car, it's particularly necessary in anybody's garage. Not that any car it's particularly necessary. That's my whole point on showing how no matter what car you're driving, when it comes to multiplayer, you might get some good results, you might get some bad results. As usual, it's all about randomness, so hey, who cares? But yeah, it's okay. And in my opinion, that's about it. Why don't you let me know also in the comments, what is the general consensus of the Asphalt community when it comes to this car? Do people consider it to be a good car? Do people consider it to be bad, mid? What's the deal with this beauty? At the very least, I'll tell you once again, ooh, you see the overtake because he ran out of nitro? I'm telling you. At the very least, it's usable and it looks absolutely gorgeous. If you like my video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!